Hi, Carl Bowman here with USCutter.
And Benjamin Freeman.
So we'd like to talk to you a little bit about our ZenBlank and our ZenQuick banner rolls. So you might already know that we have a large selection of banner material in our Green Star line, but we also have a Zen line, and we want to tell you a little bit about the differences between the blanks and the rolls, because there's quite a few in helping you make a decision on what's right for you, or if you want to stock both of these types of products in your shop. So Ben, where should we start?
Let's start with the blanks, the ZenBlanks.
Okay. So I'm just going to first grab something here, and because we want to look at the packaging that they come in too. So the biggest thing about the ZenBlanks is that they come two to a package.
That's right.
And Ben, do you know anything about the price on these compared to our Green Star banners?
I don't.
So,
how much are the Green Star banners?
well, in general, I'm not going to get into the pricing on the Green Star banners, but these are less than half the price of our Green Star banners. So
you could say with every package of ZenBlanks that you buy, you're getting a banner for free.
yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So there's two of these rolled up in here, and so Ben, if you get these out of the package when you get them into the shop, what are some things that you would notice or you should do right away with these?
Well, the first thing that I would do is unroll the material and give it some time to relax. As you'll see, the material is rolled up pretty tightly in these very well constructed, reinforced cardboard tubes. And peeling it out and letting it sit for a while will let those creases and folds relax a little bit.
Yeah, good point. So one of the things with these ZenBlanks, they come from overseas and they're extremely well packaged. And so Ben and I were spending some time about getting these out of the packages. And there's just a couple things we want you to know about is if you look at the tube, the piece that comes in the top, it's about a 1-inch piece of fiberboard, and it's stapled into the edge. And so Ben, what would you advise for getting these things open?
Tool number one is going to be a flathead screwdriver. That's going to be your best friend with these things. And what's nice about the construction of the packaging is you know that when you get it, FedEx or whatever service drops your package off isn't going to have drug it behind the truck. It's not going to be banged up, creased terribly. I mean, it's solid. It's well constructed. But you're going to need a screwdriver and probably a pair of fine point needle nose pliers or a pair of pliers to pull the staples out.
So just have a little patience with it. Now you can notice I've taken out now a red set of two banners. How many different colors do our ZenBlank lines come in?
They come in 4 different colors: yellow, red, black, and white. And I mean, it's a limited a number of colors, but the value is tremendous.
So a couple of things you're probably wondering, well, why would I buy Green Star if these are so much less money and I'm getting 2 for 1 in the packaging? I want to explain a little bit about some key components that are different with this so you can understand what you're getting. So one of the first things besides coming 2 to a pack is on the blanks, these are, you're not going to quite be able to see this, but these are heat welded seams. And so the seam is the process where on the edges, so they have a nice finished look, the edges are folded over, so there's no fraying that happens. Now on our Green Star line, those are sewn, and these are heat sealed. Now that's just a matter of preference and look. One of the advantages of having them heat sealed is that there's no thread at the edge where you're trying to put your graphics. That means that you can put your graphics farther out all the way to the edge. A couple of other things to note about these is the quality of the material is equivalent to the Green Star line. The grommets in the ZenQuick banners are aluminum, so they come off looking silver. In our Green Star line, they're brass, so that might be just a personal preference. Another thing to consider is in the rolls, the consistency of how the grommets line up are probably a little bit more consistent in the Green Star line. So that's another thing to keep in mind. One other thing is that these are a true 24-inch banner, a true 36-inch banner, a true 48-inch banner. So in the Green Star line and most other lines of banners, the true size of it after it's finished turns out to be more like 22 inches on a 24-inch or 33 inches on a 36-inch, but you could count on a finished 24-inch, a finished 36-inch, and a finished 48-inch. So they're actually a little bit taller than the Green Star banners. Now, they also come in a 10-ounce and a 13-ounce.
Need two different weights.
So, Ben, what's the basic difference between why would you use a 10-ounce, why would you use a 13-ounce?
A 10-ounce banner is a pretty light piece of material, which when we're talking banner material isn't that important if you're going to be using it indoor. Convention display, anything where it's going to be shaded, not in the wind, short term, 10-ounce banners are fantastic. Where you want to use a heavier banner material is if you know that it's going to be exposed to the elements for a while, if it's going to be in a windy environment, above a road, that type of thing, and you'll definitely want to cut some wind slits into it.
Yeah, good. So 13-ounce outdoor, 10-ounce indoor. So here's, just going through it, here's a yellow 13-ounce banner. There's, again, 2 in the particular roll. Okay, so, and then finally, we have a black one here. This, again, is a 13-ounce material. As we said before, when you get these, unroll them and re-roll them back up because you might not use them for a while, especially if you're stocking them. So just a couple of other things on the ZenBlanks that you might be interested in. Here, Ben, you want to hold this? So just to show you, these are a black banner. It's got a nice matte finish, and you can see that these are the aluminum grommets, and they're approximately every 24 inches along the whole roll. So that's what you can expect, is every 2 feet you're going to have a grommet. Now, I'm going to move over to our banner rolls, but let me just end up by telling you, when do you want to have blank banners and when do you want to have banner rolls? And typically when I was in the sign business, we bought banner blanks when we had very specific jobs and it involved a somewhat specific color or a unique size, because in banner rolls, these are typically 25 yards at a time. They're a little bit more expensive to inventory. There's a limited amount of colors, and so if I had a unique size or something, I would simply order a blank. And I think if you have a custom job, or if you go to our ZenBlank or our Green Star blank page, you're going to be able to find a blank. And Ben, if somebody orders a banner blank, how fast are they going to get it? How much time should they plan before they order it till they receive it from us?
Well, I'll say just the same thing that I tell all the customers anytime that I talk to them on the phone. If they need it faster than 5 business days, we strongly recommend that you pay for the expedited shipping. But most of the country can expect to receive their materials in 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. So just remember, we ship out of Memphis, Tennessee, and Seattle, Washington. And so if you order by 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's going to ship out the same day. And you're going to be either 1, 2, 3, or 4 days typically from FedEx ground. Okay, so let's move over to the banner rolls. Again, we sell banner rolls in both the Green Star line and the Zen line, the ZenQuick banner rolls. So the packaging on this, again, is quite strong. You're probably going to need the same tools, you think, to get this thing open?
Yeah, recommended.
Okay. So they're 25 yards, and Ben, what colors do these come in?
White, yellow, red, black.
Okay. And one of the things we found when we opened these is, again, they were, to conserve space, they were folded and rolled. And what would you recommend when they get one of these in?
The same thing for the small ones. Anytime you get banner material, I mean, aside from the fact that it's good practice just to go through the products that you get as soon as you receive them, check for defect, check for quality, and check to make sure all your products are there with your order. But take your banner material out, roll it out, and let it relax. And
Yep.
it's going to do you a world of good when you go to do the applications.
Yeah. So especially in banner rolls, if you want to get a banner roll, this is for this stuff where you're making everyday banners and you don't want to have to go and order a banner blank for it. You want to be able to do it right there, right now. So typically what we did in our shop, and everybody's a little bit different, is we would have 24-inch material, so that's 24-inch tall. That's what this is. And we have a 36-inch roll and a 48-inch roll. And we always had white. And we were also popular in black banners, so we typically had a roll of black also. And so whenever we got an order for one of those, we simply rolled out the amount of footage that we needed. We cut it, we finished it, and then we applied our vinyl graphics for it, and we put this away.
What goes into the finishing process? If I needed 8 foot of banner material from this very sizable roll, why wouldn't I just want to hang it up and leave it as is after I cut it off?
So yeah, Ben brings up a good point. So after you've taken your material out when you've gotten it and you've re-rolled it, so there's no folds in it, and you have to bring it out, and say you want to cut out 8 inches material, you just have you could cut it with a utility knife, a scissors, something to get a nice straight cut. So if you have an 8-inch banner or an 8-foot banner, you're always going to want to cut at least 3 extra inches on one side if you're starting with the finished side. Once you've gotten into this banner roll and you don't have any finished sides left to it, you're going to want to cut an extra 6 inches that you need. And the reason for that is you're typically going to want to fold over 1.5 to 2 inches on each side to create a seam, because otherwise you're going to have fraying when you cut it. And by folding it over and creating a seam, you got a nice finished edge. And so what we sell in finishing it is very simple, is double-sided banner tape. And so we sell this in 3/4 inch, 1 inch, and 2 inch. And that's based on how much material you want to fold over on the side, if you want to double it over multiple times, or if you want to make a much larger seam because you want to double grommet it or something. And this again, Oracal makes a tape, and we also have a generic tape, which you can see here. After you've done that and you've made your seams, then it's just taking a grommet press and some grommets and grommeting the edges, and then you have a finished banner. So a couple other things to keep in mind with the banner rolls, and I'll just compare them to the Green Star banner rolls, is they're going to have they're going to have aluminum, or you could say nickel grommets, and I happen to have a roll of Green Star banner material just to give you a quick look in the difference between these two. And you're going to see how these have a brass grommet. Again, these are heat welded seams all the way across, but you can see here that the banner material is high quality, it's well finished. One of the things just to keep in mind that we've seen is there might be some inconsistencies as you get into the roll with how the grommets line up. So you could get 3-4 feet into there and you might have a grommet misalignment by 1 inch or 2. So that's just part of the ZenQuick banner line in how they're made. And if that's a huge issue for you, then maybe you look at the Green Star line of banner rolls. So to finish off what we have been showing you here, there's just some accessories. Remember, whether you're using the Green Star line or the ZenQuick line, is we have a full we carry bungee cords. These are always valuable when you're mounting any type of banner, mainly because if you're in any kind of a windy condition, it's key that these things stretch with your banner so that you don't have something that's constantly tugging really hard on it, because that can rip a banner. We have different types of bungee cord. This is a ball bungee cord, and they're pretty slick to use if you don't have a large space to span. Then we have real small mini grommets. These are great for indoor use for small banners. Of course, we have all kinds of grommets for our grommet presses, and then we have a different style of a clip where you clip it into the edge here. You don't have to use a grommet press.
What does that do for you versus using the grommet hole?
Well, let's just say you're in a situation where you're out in the field and you don't have a grommet hole in a certain location, and you need to, or you're using material, because we also sell material that don't have grommets in it. Or let's say that you needed to secure something from the edge and you didn't have a grommet you could put in there. This is just a real fast field installation where you can put something really secure on and you have a hole to attach with your bungee cord. So keep in mind that we got plenty of materials to go with, or accessories to go with the banners. So that wraps it up for the ZenQuick and the Zen Banner Blank line. Thanks for watching.